It has been said that the truly great achievements of man stand the test of time, especially in the world of sports. If this is true, then Terence Wheat has achieved greatness. Terence Wheat ran cross-country and track and field for the Ryder Broncs in the mid-1980s. At that time, Ryder had just recently began making strides in track and field under head coach Mike Brady, a former decathlon champion and future Ryder Athletics Hall of Famer, and the Broncs began closing the gap between nationally ranked Bucknell University and the rest of the East Coast Conference team. Terence set the Ryder record for the 5,000 meters at 14 minutes and 5 seconds in 1986, and that record not only still stands today in the Ryder annals of sports, but also would have qualified for the 2004 NCAA Track and Field Championships.
I can honestly say I don't remember Terence ever losing a race. It was not. He was always in the thick of things. He was always grinding at the front of a pack, at the front of a race. He was not the kind of kid that would try to lay off of a pace and come on with a big kick. He was going to take it to you. If you were going to try and beat Terence Wheat, then you were going to have to lay your heart and soul down on the line and really race your backside off and try to beat him.
Terence Wheat grew up in Spring Lake Heights, a Jersey Shore town, and went to St. Rose High School, where they did not even have a track. He set the St. Rose cross-country school record and a course record in a dual meet with the powerful Christian Brothers Academy with a time of 15:55 on the 3.1-mile course. As a Ryder freshman, Terence covered the 5-mile home cross-country course in 24 minutes and 1 second, breaking the old mark of 24:12, and went on to finish 4th in the East Coast Conference Championship cross-country race. On the track and field team as a freshman, Terence's first victory came in the 1,500 meters, an indoor event he would go on to run in under 4 minutes, 3:53.80, to set a Ryder record that still stands today, 10 years later. He also won the 2-mile race at the ECC Track Championships as a freshman. A patella tendonitis condition knocked him out of the 1984 cross-country season and much of the 1984-85 indoor track season. He returned that spring, and the following fall, he won his first race of the cross-country season and went on to become the very first Ryder runner to win the East Coast Conference Cross-Country Championship race. In the ECC Championships, Terence beat all of the runners from the 5th-ranked team in the nation, Bucknell, covering the 5.25-mile course in 24:50, and helped Ryder finish a best-ever second to Bucknell.
He was just a tough kid, loved to win, just worked his backside off. I don't think he's the type of kid who ever chose running solely because he loved to run. He just loved to compete. He loved that physical aspect of it. I would see it in his individual workouts. I would see it in his individual races. I would see it when he was a member of a relay team.
At the prestigious IC4A cross-country championships that fall at Lehigh, Terence finished 12th among the top runners in the East, running in a time of 31:09 on 10 kilometers of ice, sleet, and slush.
It had rained and then frozen overnight, so by the time we got back to Lehigh that next morning, the field that we were going to compete upon was a quagmire. But he didn't even let it faze him. He laced up the shoes like normal and went out and just raced his backside off.
Terence's performance at the IC4A Championships was good enough to make him the first Ryder runner to qualify for an NCAA National Championship, and to this day is still the only Bronc to qualify for the NCAA Cross-Country Championships. Terence lined up against the best 171 collegiate Harriers in the country in 28 degrees and an inch of snow and finished 80th overall, just 129 behind the first-place winner. That following spring, he was hindered by a hamstring injury, but still managed to win the 2-mile event at the ECC Outdoor Championships, leading rider to the outright championship, its first outdoor title over nationally ranked Bucknell. The first Bronc to ever win the ECC cross-country title or to qualify for the NCAA Nationals. Ladies and gentlemen, a true achiever on the course and track, and still running the race of success, Terence Wheat.